Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Pat Can Music Chan.
Pat Can Music Chan.
Today I have singer-songwriter, music entrepreneur Bradley Mitchell Cooper coming in to tell us and teach us all about becoming a singer-songwriter. Okay, first thing up the top, who is Brad Cooper?
Hey, Pat. Well, thanks for having me on here. This is exciting. I'm basically just a guy who's always loved music. I've been a musician, and I've played guitar since the age of 9. And I've done a ton of different things in my life, from working in factories to being in the military. But everything I've done has led me full circle back to being a musician and making that a full-time career for myself.
Yeah, and musicianship is a full-time career, as you've probably seen here on the Pat Can Music Channel. So your whole life sort of led you to music. So did you take lessons? Were you self-taught?
I took lessons with this guy who would bring 2 guitars, and then, so I didn't have my own guitar at this point.
Okay.
So then afterwards, my parents got me a guitar, but I was learning out of books, like how to read music and play songs like This Old Man Boogie, as he called it. So it was like really like on the E string, 2 frets at a time kind of thing. And although I liked the guitar, I found it a little bit tedious. I wasn't really into it. And, you know, I would rather play like stuff that I was into and learn like Green Day and Nirvana songs and stuff like that, being a 90s kid.
Right. So you were thriving for the hits. Striving
Absolutely,
for the hits.
I was.
So that led you to go to Edinburgh, Scotland. So tell me about Edinburgh, Scotland.
Edinburgh, Scotland, without sounding too cheesy, it really is a magical place. You know, from the day that I landed to the day that I left, it's hard not to fall in love with the place. You know, the culture, the tradition, and the identity, and the people, because I met amazing people. You know, they'll kind of give you a hard time a bit and you know, just tease you, but it's all friendly.
Okay, but you're a musician, right? You probably got a fistful of dollars in your pocket, or pounds.
Aye,
Pounds. And you went there not knowing really anybody in the music business. How do you survive? What did you do?
The short answer is I did whatever I had to do. So what I had to do was find work so that I could pay my rent. I went over to Edinburgh because my girlfriend at the time, went over there for university. And
Okay.
I didn't want to spend, like, we spent 1 year apart already. I didn't want to spend another year apart. So off I went. I got my visa. I brought my guitar and my music equipment. And really, I didn't have a choice but to make it work. So I had to use the lone wolf tactic, which is just you go out. So I landed there. First thing I did is I got a new cell phone. And then as soon as I got a cell phone, I got new business cards made up on Vistaprint that I had mailed out to me within 2 or 3 days. And as soon as I got those business cards, I was out the door, and I visited like every single place in Edinburgh, whether they had live music or not, whether I thought that music would work or not. I said, I have to make this work. So I'm going to go in that dingy looking old man bar with 2 people sitting at the bar. As unlikely as it was to find a job, I still went in and I planted as many seeds as I could. I gave out my business cards, and for about 2 or 3 weeks straight, every single day, I was hitting the pavement.
Okay.
Just meeting bar managers, and I finally got hired in a pub in the Grass Market, which is basically the like touristy area part of town.
So, tools of the trade. You got an arsenal of songs that you've practiced, rehearsed, and you're good at. You're confident.
Right.
Then you went out because you were lone wolf.
Right.
You went out, you got yourself some business cards for communication and a cell phone, local number probably, so that they can get to you.
Exactly.
And then you just went out and asked people, hey, mind if I play here?
Essentially, I mean, one very helpful tip when going through this phase and saying, hey, do you mind if I play here? Try to not make it about yourself, make it about the person you're talking to, right?
Okay.
And that's kind of a tactic with most sales related things. In life, most people are selling something, whether it's, direct or indirect. In this case, I was trying to sell my services as a musician. And instead of saying, can I play music? I hire me, making it about me. I kind of flipped it on its heels and I said, hey, my name's Bradley Cooper, Bradley Mitchell Cooper. I go by Bradley Mitchell because the guy from The Hangover kind of ruined that for me. But so I say, hey, I'm Bradley Mitchell Cooper. I'm a musician, and I was wondering if you guys offer your guests live music. So just that word, that word offer.
Do you offer?
Do you offer? Imagine being a bar manager, and having to reply, no, we don't offer that. It's like I kind of feel like I'd have my tail between my legs. Like maybe we should be offering more value to our guests.
Smart.
And it's just one word, right?
One word. A key. It's a very key. There's one trick of the trade right there. Like, wow. I learned something, children.
We did it.
Yeah. So the music entrepreneur. So now you've got this program. It inspires and it walks hand in hand with the music that you play. Tell me about the music entrepreneur.
Basically, I had some problems with vocal cord polyps because I was playing so many shows over in Edinburgh. And so I had to have surgery and I couldn't sing for about a month. So I had some friends helping me out singing for me. And, a couple of them were full-time musicians who were at the end of their music careers because they had told me I can't make enough money with music. So I'm going to have to go into retail or I'm going to have to go into a coffee shop and work there to, make ends meet.
Right.
So I started thinking to myself, I'm like, there's not enough knowledge for people to know how exactly to make a living with music. And it's something that I had done up to that point for about 6-7 years, something I feel like I know enough about. And so I kind of, I just started writing. I wanted to know how much exactly do I know. And that's where I realized that I know enough where I can, provide some resources to discuss options. What are ways that people can make money with music, right? What are the steps that people need to take? Like, for instance, using the word offer instead of saying, can I play here? Or, hey, I was wondering if you guys have music? I'd love to be a performer, make it about them. That's like one small thing of hundreds and hundreds of tips that, the music entrepreneur is all about bringing you guys.
These little tips, being in front of the bar owner or manager, asking them if they offer music as a service, and then handing them your business card and you have a website as a tool for promotion.
Right.
Now, tell me about that. What's the two guys walk into a bar? One has a website, one doesn't have a website. Who gets hired?
The guy with the website gets hired because it's basically your virtual resume. So think of it this way. If the guy goes into the bar saying, hey, he's probably not using the word offer and he's, I'm going to pump myself here.
Yeah.
No, he's going in, he's saying, hey, I can do a great job for you, trust me, hire me. Okay, fair enough. An hour and a half later, some other guy comes in, hands a business card with a link to a well-designed website that there's some thought put into it. You can hear his music. You can see videos of him playing. You can see his calendar on this website showing you that he's playing 4 gigs this week at reputable places and that they're hiring him for repeat business. That means he must be pretty good. They don't really have to take a chance if they're spending money on hiring entertainment. Why take the chance when you can bet on the sure thing?
Right. Makes sense, right? Because you've got all your ducks in a row and you've got street cred. Street cred, children. Great. Well, that is that's a great amount of information for the gigging musician. And there's other tools, of course, that you need when you play live. Should we go into that? The tools of the trade?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
sure.
The gigging musician. I went to see you, and you had things that, I used to carry around in binders, right? So tell me about your gear.
All right, so my gear is basically designed for. Well, I want to have good sound, so that's
Okay.
number one. I think
Right.
that if you I didn't spend a fortune, but I do believe in having good quality gear, because if you buy cheap, you're going to sound cheap, and you don't want that. You want to sound better than other people. You're trying to give yourself an edge.
Right.
So, with stores like Long and McQuaid, you can finance, so it makes it more readily available to you. You don't have to have all the money for $1,000 PA. You can just put down a couple $100 and pay as you go.
Okay. So you've got your PA or your amp,
Yep.
and you put your guitar and your mic into that. So you're saying having a really good mic is a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, there's some good entry level mics. Like, again, you don't want a mic that sounds all muffly. Like if I were to put my hand over here and start talking, like the SM57 or 58 by Shure. There you go. Those are kind of industry standard. You could use it as a hammer if ever you can't find your hammer to nail some nails. I also like the Sennheiser E835.
Okay.
Which is a very good. I like the sound of that mic for live performing. So my kit is designed to basically be portable. When I was in Edinburgh, I didn't have a car, so I have a backpack, and I have all my pedals in there, my power supply for my pedals, my cables, my XLR, my guitar patch cords, everything in the backpack. So it weighed about a ton. And then I would sling my guitar in a guitar bag over my left shoulder, and I would tuck my mic stand underneath and hold it all together. And in my right hand, I would have my speaker. So I would use like a Fishman Mini. Now I've upgraded to a Fishman Loudbox, the 120 watts. You can get 60, 120, 180 watts.
Okay.
So for me, the 120 watts is plenty loud.
Okay.
And I just walk around like that, and I'm mobile. So I could pack it all into my car, or I can walk to my gig.
Excellent. That certainly is a lot of information for the first Music Entrepreneur episode of the PetCam Music Chan. So if you want to find out more about the Music Entrepreneur program, check out themusicentrepreneur.com, and also check out bradleymitchell.com if you want to find out more about Brad and his amazing career and what he offers as a musician. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Brad, for tuning in.
Thanks for having me, Pat.
And we'll see you next time.